we're really here to make a mark in the world. We're here to make a difference when it comes to empowered women and sexuality, specifically around their bodies and sexuality, and really reclaiming our bodies as sacred. And so I know you do that work, and you know I'm passionate about that work. And so it's beautiful because you really fill that spot that I'm not offering to women. I teach women about emotions. I teach women about communication. I teach women about the sacredness of their body through my book. But I don't have anything specific, though I used to do it earlier. I don't have anything specific that you have platformed through Caroline Muir of these specific on-site intensive retreats and certification program as a spiritual sexual educator. Is that what you call it, a certified spiritual sexual educator? And also,
yes,
pardon me, and also really experiences that go through the deep sexual healing in groups. I don't offer that. And so you're filling a niche for me that I can really offer to my women, especially, you know, when they've gone through some of my programs, or maybe not even some of my programs. It really doesn't matter. I'm so ready to give them this information through you and let them have that experience, because I know how it's changed our lives. And so I want you to tell the ladies a little bit more about what you're actually offering.
Sure, absolutely. So I wanted to just tap back into what you said about people feeling stuck and not clear about how they want to move ahead.
Yeah.
The way to get clear is to get access to your life force. And our life force energy is our sexual energy. Nobody ever taught us that.
Right.
They said, oh, that's sexual energy. That's shameful. Shut that stuff down. Only do it when only bring that forward when you're married or whatever. And honestly,
or only scratch the itch. Only scratch the itch. You know, getting off, right? That kind of a thing.
Yeah. I mean so without our life force energy, which is it's the energy that animates our bodies. Without it, we're walking around half dead. So the first step is really getting access to life force energy. And what that means is really embodying and breathing into that pelvic region where all of the trauma and wounding gets stored. And it doesn't have to be major trauma. We've all got some level of sexual trauma. You cannot live in this world of religions and pornography and all of the sex and advertising and the way that sex is commodified. You can't live in this culture and not be sexually wounded. And how sex education is taught in schools, just to name a few. Right. So it all gets stored in the pelvic region energetically, and we've got to get that stuff cleared out and in a safe, sacred way. And that's what my work is. It's sacred sexual awakening and healing that's based in safety and integrity, and the beginning levels are all fully clothed.
Say that again so people can get that, because you said it so fast. And the beginning levels are?
The beginning levels are all fully clothed.
Okay, great. So that may have people get scared that, okay, but the other levels aren't fully clothed. Can you go a little bit into that?
Sure. So first of all, I just want to say that I only work with women. My workshops are only women because that creates an incredible level of safety that's really needed right now. And that's my calling. In my teacher training, I teach women to work with men and with people of all genders, but it's still all women, even in the teacher training. So yes, there are other levels of this work that are healing done inside the yoni, but it's not massage or movement. It's in what I teach, it's simply presence and touch. Just that, no movement, it's complete stillness, and it's being in a state as the giver or facilitator of complete emptiness and presence. There's no sending of anything, there's no giving of anything, there's no doing anything. And that allows the woman who's receiving, whether it's clothed or unclothed, to have her own sovereign experience. And this is how this work has evolved since you and I learned it, Anathea. It's evolved into a very much of a foundational practice of presence.
And that's what women are required. And women are starving for that.
Yes.
You know, they just want, I remember a woman saying, I just want my husband to look into my eyes.
Exactly. Exactly. So there's big sisterhood healing that happens in these circles. And I offer weekends, 2-day weekends, sometimes 3-day weekends, week-long retreats that I teach with Caroline, who was originally my teacher, and she's my business partner now. And then there's a 6-month certification teacher training in which you learn all of the skills, including business, marketing, sales, speaking, all of that. You learn all of that, plus how to put on workshops in this work. And you also learn, and I just added this year, how to be a one-on-one practitioner or one-to-one educator in this work. And so it really equips you to come into a world where your life force is flowing and you have the capacity to receive, which means you can receive money and abundance, and you are empowered to make a real impact on the planet.
So it can go anywhere, what you're offering can go anywhere from just the beginner weekend courses experiences where women just get the healing of the sisterhood and the healing of being able to, in a very safe place, shine light on their sexuality and be able to learn a different attitude about their bodies, no matter what shape, age, or size, all the way through to going deeper into the work where they can say, oh my gosh, I want other women to have the same experience that I have, and I want to be a leader in this.
Yes.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Yeah.
The whole range. The whole range is available.
Yeah. You're doing great work, sweetie, and I love your website. It's beautiful. I'm telling you, peeps, she's such a hard worker, this lady. She's so talented. She's so gifted, both in the mind and in the body. You know, you're right-brained and left-brained. And so what you've pulled off and what you've created is amazing. So what can women expect then coming to your certification program, your retreat, or your weekend workshops?
Well, a weekend, for instance, I'm teaching one June 1st and 2nd in North Carolina, and that's a fully clothed weekend. So it's very good for anyone who's brand new to the work and also who feels really scared about it, because we create a very, very safe space for women. And we take them step by step all the way. It's fully guided every step of the way, and they are always a choice. They can choose to participate or not. But very rarely does anybody choose not to participate because it's so beneficial and it moves this energy out so quickly. The week-long retreat, and we don't have one of those until September of 2020, but it's in the Netherlands. The week-long retreat is a deeper dive, of course, where we first start with the clothed work, and then we teach the internal work. And we also bring in shamanic breath work, which is a beautiful modality for moving lots of energy as well with an art process. We have some Tantra teachings from Caroline and her teaching partner, Rachel. We have some astrology that we bring in. We have 2 guest teachers in addition to me and Caroline. And it's like a deep immersion in a retreat center where you don't have to cook or do dishes or anything. You're just taken care of. And the 6-month teacher training is a really deep dive for women who are ready to, and it can be a personal journey. You don't have to become a teacher or practitioner. I had a woman in the last teacher training who just really went through it for her own edification, and she was very impressed with how it benefited her. But most women come in because they want to become an empowered feminine leader and experience and give other women the experience and other people the experience, because some are called to work with men, the experience of sexual healing and awakening in a safe space that's filled with grace and integrity. So the 6-month training has a week-long intensive at the beginning and a week-long intensive at the end, and then there's a very robust online portion that comes in between, as well as monthly calls where we all come together again in circle. So there's lots of options.
You are amazing, everything that you're
Thank
offering.
you.
I love it. I love it. I know what they are, because they're all the teachings that you learned and expanded on since the time we learned.
Absolutely.
2003 to 2005. Yeah. Wow, I'm so excited for you that you're really doing this. And I want to stress to the women that are listening to this, if you're having fear, That's the perfect sign that you need to be here.
Oh yeah, exactly.
That's what happened to me. It was like, okay, I'm busted. I'm having fear. I need to do it. That's where the growth is. But what's beautiful about what both of us offer, and I want encouraging around this in person with Amrita, you're going to truly be held, because I know, and you're going to be held not only by Amrita and Caroline, because I know them both personally. You're going to be held by the group of women that want the same thing that you want.